vibrant, bustling Indian community. I'm at Mayur Indian Kitchen, which is a restaurant here in Taipei, chain of restaurants. We have one of the owners over here, Rohan, joining us, and the Indian community over here. We also have a photographer, professional photographer, Mayank, doing the camera for me today. Let me begin by asking all of you on the situation here. Most of you have stayed for quite a few years, some lesser. Priya over here for 34 years, wearing a lovely mask which shows the friendship between India and Taiwan. But Priya, when it comes to a situation on the ground, do you see, are there fears with regards to how things are with China today, given that you've been here 34 years?
There's not so much fear among the local people and also the foreign community living in Taiwan. It's not as serious as the media overseas is trying to make it. But our parents and our family back home do get worried when they see all the media reports, and they keep calling to ask how are things there. And we tell them things here are normal. Everyone's living their life as usual. Work is on, schools are on, offices are open. And I think the Taiwanese people believe that the government is doing its job. So they take care of the borders, they take care of the military and the defense, and the people just take care of their daily lives.
Here we have two yoga teachers as well. Any difficulties, any difference in how you've been working, in the situation on the ground with the current crisis?
No, actually, when we ask our members about the situation, they feel like what we can do. They have no any fear. They just say, if even China come, we will say, okay, no problem.
No problem. If China comes, no problem.
We just accept. Like China entered the Hong Kong, right? And still there are our colleagues, our yoga teachers, they are working. So life is just going on.
So you're basically saying that status, for you, things might not change. But for the country, for Taiwan, things could look very different. Having said that, you're a businessman, Swapnil, right? Swapnil, has there been any impact on business per se? Not travel because of COVID, but business per se, because China and Taiwan have a very symbiotic relationship when it comes to trade. China is Taiwan's largest trading partner. So has there been any impact on trade?
Actually, our business, like I will talk about our business first, because like we do trading business from China as well as from Taiwan. So that business is not affected because we buy goods from China as well as from Taiwan. So we are shipping goods from Taiwan and China. So that shipping and all is quite smooth and is not affected due to this conflict and all. And also during COVID, the shipments and there are some shipping issues, but this China and Taiwan relationship has not affected our business in that stage. So I don't think so there is a problem there.
Right. But when it comes to banking, now we know that most of the banking sector plays a very important role, and banks have to look at threat assessment. I'm being joined also by an officer. You do not want to speak? Yeah. So an officer representing one of the banks. In terms of threat perception, does your bank do regular threat assessment on how things are going to pan out in the coming days, in the coming months, with regards to the finances, financial systems? We know every time China takes on a country, China faces sanctions. But that does impact trade, of countries that do business with China, Taiwan included. So is there a threat assessment on that front?
Well, I would say not just for the banks, but generally for any industry that you take, right? Forget the banks, right? Any industry, any multinational that operates in different markets, they would always do their threat assessments, right? And Taiwan is no different, right? Yes, the situation is such that it attracts like immediate attention, which obviously all industries, including all the banks, including mine, are putting in the due attention, right? With the primary focus being people, that being the most important asset. But I would not call that, we are taking any panic action or any special arrangement, because for people at large, this is business as usual.
Important. But to people who know, who have worked over here, lived over here, but there are a few others who are new to Taiwan, might not have known. Soumya, did you know that there is such a huge crisis, or that Taiwan has been living with this since the day Taiwan came into being? Did you ever know of that?
So yeah, when I was making the decision to come over here, as my husband got shifted here, so we were concerned that should we go. Many of our relatives and friends were concerned that Taiwan is going through this concern, so you must not go. It is not safe as compared to India. But when we arrived here, we took our decision. We arrived here, and I would say we are enjoying our life.
Do you get calls from home saying, why are you in Taiwan?
Yes, so they understand that it's mostly about my career and the work that we are going to do. And I explain to them that it's really safe, and we are going about our lives. Every day we are focusing on our work, and it's not really affecting our day-to-day lives.
Okay.
So it's more about what we had come here to focus on our work, and that's all we are doing right now. So most of the geopolitical things we are not really I'm just most of the times explaining it that it's not going to affect our lives as of now, and we are focusing on our work most of the time.
So there are people who live over here, there are people who move with their parents over here like Priya, and there are some like Rohan who are married to people over here, married to a Taiwanese, and life changes. Things are about, how you change your way of life, how the other person adjusts. But for your family back home, or anybody, your relatives, to think that you're in Taiwan, do they actually call you to ask if it's safe? Because for you, there's no going back.
Yeah, of course. Most of the people, because if you talk about Indian news, so yeah, many things are going on here. And I think everybody is afraid, especially in India, when they saw the news. But here, if you talk about Taiwan, we are very, very peaceful. And we are enjoying, as you can see, we are eating our samosas, very
That's him plugging his samosas,
Yeah,
asking
I'm
people to
promoting
come.
actually So everything is actually good enough here, and nothing is going that much bad, but because of the news and the drills and these kind of stuffs going on after visiting Miss Pelosi, then you can say this is the only thing, and rest everything is good inside.
Okay. But things on the ground are not all good. We need to. Yes.
So sorry, I want to add more thing about the business here. Before we already hit very badly with the COVID, right? And now these things are going on all over the world. The news about China and Taiwan. So for sure, because our
Tourism will be affected.
Very, very badly affected again.
That's an important point he makes. First COVID, now tourism. Economy does take a hit. But Mayank's wife is sitting there, my camera person. So you work over here. Have things changed, or is life as normal as it used to be? Are you rethinking whether you should continue working here?
So far,
As a researcher.
yeah. So as a researcher, I can say that there is no change. Like the life is same as before, and we are safe and secure. The research is not impacted at all. The parents were concerned about the situation here. Yeah, so we just called them here, and now they know the reality that everything is so safe, so peaceful. So there is no need to tension about it.
So you brought them back here just for them to experience Taiwan, to see that it's all right?
You can say that, but yeah, we just wanted to call them here so that they can experience what Taiwan is, and it's a really peaceful and a safe place.
They're enjoying it. See, there is a huge difference from a lot of comparison that people make with regards to what happened in Russia, Ukraine, saying that, well, a lot of people said that that Russia is not going to invade Ukraine, but it finally happened. And now we're looking at a situation where they say, well, China cannot afford to really invade or try any such military action movement against Taiwan. But we do not know what the triggers are or can be. What we really know right now is that neither side really wants conflict. The Indian community over here certainly speaking and representing what majority, Priya, I could say, voices here in Taiwan feel that this is not the time to fight. Negotiating on a table is way better. Break a bread, share a meal, try to find solutions. But the community over here, quite enthused about staying on in Taiwan. At the Mayur Indian Kitchen in Taipei, Geeta Mohan for India Today.